Okay, good morning, guys. I'm just going to make a quick video, and while I'm doing that, I'm watching the boys, so I apologize if I'm looking all around. But there was only one question given to me, and it was pertaining to cellular respiration and the Krebs cycle, so just going to make a quick video going over it, and then any questions that you have, you can email me directly or you can post on the discussion board. So cellular respiration, you have three processes. You have glycolysis, you have the Krebs cycle, and then you have the electron transport chain. Okay, and I'm just looking at your book online like you guys have. Oops, sorry. So in this picture, you're seeing glycolysis, which is the first step. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So this is going to take place, this is your mitochondria here, okay, and the point is we're going to go from glucose, which you see here, and it's going to come through all of these steps, and it's going to be sending different items to the Krebs cycle, okay. This acetyl-CoA is what is going to be your final product of glycolysis, and it will get changed into pyruvate or pyruvic acid molecules, two of them, which get sent directly into the Krebs cycle. Now, the whole time that's happening, okay, we're releasing ATP, we're also releasing some NADH molecules. These over here are going to go down to the electron transport chain, okay. Same thing's going to happen down here again. We're going to release some more NADH. These are just electron carriers, so they're picking up an electron and they're taking it along with them, and they're taking it down to the electron transport chain. Okay, so we're making some ATP, we're releasing carbon dioxide, and then we're creating these acetyl-CoA molecules to go into the Krebs cycle. Okay, so let's scroll down. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna skip this. Oh, maybe my book is... Okay, there's glycolysis. So this is just another look at all the steps of glycolysis. Make sure you know that the net output is right here. You're going to get two NADH molecules, which go to the electron transport chain, and then you're going to get a net output of 2 ATP. And that's because you're going to use some ATP right here, 2 molecules. So now you're in the negative. If you do the math, you're in the negative 2 ATPs. You make 2 more in step 5. So now you've broken even, and then you make 2 more. So now you're in the positive. So your net output are 2 ATP molecules, these 2 NADH molecules, and then you have these 2 pyruvates, okay? And these are going to get sent to the Krebs cycle. So let's go to the Krebs cycle. Sorry if you hear my kiddos. We're rushing to get some stuff done this morning. Okay. Let's go to the next page. Okay, the Krebs cycle is just that. It's just this little circle, okay? Okay, and you're gonna take this acetyl-CoA or the pyruvate molecule, okay? The pyruvate will get changed to acetyl-CoA in another step, but that's not a big deal. So these acetyl-CoAs are going to come into the Krebs cycle, and they're going to go through these, different steps where they're changing just a little bit. We're adding some carbons, and then we're releasing a carbon, and we're releasing another electron carrier here. Now we're down to 5 carbons because we got rid of this carbon dioxide. Okay, then we're going to lose another carbon to carbon dioxide, and we're losing some more electrons. So now we have this 4 carbon molecule. Now we're going to create some energy. Okay, and then FADH2 is another electron carrier that you need to remember. Okay, and then we have another NADH molecule. Sorry. Okay, so those are all electron carriers. So we're creating 3 NADH molecules and 1 FADH2. Okay, but remember we created 2 pyruvates in glycolysis. So now you have to do the Krebs cycle again. So this happens twice. So in that case, we're going to double, 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 and double. So we're actually making 6 NADH molecules to send to the electron transport chain. We're making 2 FADH2s, and then we're also creating 2 ATPs. And here's your output, okay? You need to know these outputs of each of the steps. These are going to be extremely important, so make sure you know these, okay? And this is all based on 1 glucose molecule, okay? So let's go on to the electron transport chain. The electron transport chain is what's going to be responsible for a majority of, well, not even majority, almost all of the ATP production is going to happen here, okay? So we have these electron carriers come in. These are just proteins that are located in the membrane, okay, and they're going to be responsible for moving the electrons through the transport chain. They're also going to be allowing hydrogens to cross the membrane, and when that hydrogen crosses the membrane, it's going to power and make things happen, okay? So we have these electrons moving through the transport chain. You can see hydrogens and hydrogens on both sides. If they're coming down, okay, this is going to be with the gradient, so this is going to happen a little more naturally. Okay, and then they're still moving through. We have electrons still coming in. Hydrogens are still moving across. Okay, now the thing that's going to happen here is as these electrons come through, we're going to take an oxygen and a hydrogen and put them together, and we're going to get water. Okay, while this electron transport chain is happening, we're creating this higher concentration in here of hydrogens. Okay. And then we have this molecule here called ATP synthase. Stop it, please. Stop it, please. This ATP synthase molecule is going to take hydrogens and move it against the gradient, okay? So we're going to pump them out. We're going to pump them out of here, and that's going to create energy to make ATP, okay? So I hope that makes sense, okay? So right here, electrons are releasing energy as they travel along that electron transport chain here. Okay, they're eventually dumped on O2, which produces our H2O as a waste product. And then the membrane-bound enzymes are going to use energy from those electrons to pump the protons from the matrix to the intermembrane compartment. So that's happening here, okay? Then those protons are going to flow down their concentration gradient through this ATP synthase, and that releases energy, okay? And that's how we put this ADP and the phosphate together to make ATP. That's the electron transport chain, okay? I see that your book is offering some 3D animations. I would highly recommend watching that rather than just looking at the pictures. That can help to make a little more sense, okay? And so what they're showing you here is where exactly this is happening, okay? So it's happening on the inner membrane of the mitochondria. That is cellular respiration in a nutshell, okay? Hold on, please, buddy. Where is the picture of what you get? Oh, okay, so here's a better breakdown. We're going to get 2 ATPs from glycolysis, you get 2 ATPs from the Krebs cycle, and then you're going to get 34 ATP from the electron transport chain, okay? For a total of 38 ATPs. And then remember, we have to subtract 2 because we're moving those NADHs, so we get a grand total, a theoretical yield of 36 ATP when we're going through cellular respiration, okay? That number becomes extremely important, okay? So make sure you know these numbers, what you're making, okay, and what you need. So cellular respiration, we breathe in oxygen, so we need oxygen. That's going to help make that water molecule that we're going to release. And then remember, in the Krebs cycle, we release carbon dioxide because when we breathe out, we release carbon dioxide, okay? So that's kind of the basics. If you need anything else clarified, just let me know. I can make another video, but I hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon.